Hey everyone, it's Felipe with another episode of Nation of Immigrants, where we empower and inspire immigrants. We hope you're doing well, we hope you're staying safe, and our prayers go out to those that have been affected by this unfortunate and very scary pandemic. So today's video is about how to overcome disappointments, some principles that I've used to help me, and I'm inviting you on a journey to see if I can apply these principles to overcome a disappointment that I have suffered recently. Okay, I've been given an occasion to rise to the occasion, right? So here we are. But a little background first. So some of you know that I'm an immigration attorney, I'm an entrepreneur, I have several immigration offices in several cities in the United States, and we have a great team of 17 staff members who work daily to ensure that our clients have the best possible chance of reaching their American dream. These are passionate people, they're competent, and I love them to death. But they are also people who have bills and they need to eat. And so it's our responsibility to make sure that they are provided for in exchange for what they do for us and our clients. So when this whole pandemic came out and we got the stay-at-home order, scary times, we have a good part of our business that is remote, so thank goodness for that. But a good part also is walk-in business and clients actually needing to go to the office to work on their legal matters. So we knew we were going to take a hit. Plus, we knew, that people are going to prioritize, and so if they don't need to purchase legal services at that time, they will hold off until this whole thing starts to, reach a place of normalcy again. So we knew we were going to take a hit, and of course, everybody experiences fear, and we are no exception. So we're talking that night, and I did some soul searching, and I told my wife, look. I don't know how we're going to do it, but we are going to keep everyone on board full time, right? And I felt great about that. And so we started putting forth that positive energy. And as we did that, great things happened. Like we actually had some weeks that were pretty okay. People signed up. And some weeks it was actually, kind of a good week, not for pandemic, but for normal. But other weeks, yeah, we took a hit. Right? But anyway, extremely grateful that people are still trusting us and still signing up for legal services when they could perhaps hold off a little bit. So for those of you, thank you very much for your support. But it was scary times, and the government came through for the population with the CARES Act, and you might have gotten your $1,200 if you qualify, etc. And part of the CARES Act was the PPP loan, which is the Payment Protection Plan. It's a loan which can turn into a grant depending on how you use the funds. And so we applied. We got into the process, we got into the numbers, and we applied. Unfortunately, we applied too late, and so we bank with Chase, right? And Chase was not ready on April 3rd when the applications come out, right? So that's first of all. They were only ready April 6th to start receiving the initial application, and then it took like a week to call us, right? So that, and also that the East Coast now gets a 3-hour head start, since I'm here in California now. Those factors led to me recently getting an email from Chase saying, the funds for the Payment Protection Plan have been depleted. We understand that you are disappointed. Well, thank you for understanding I'm disappointed. Holy cow. I mean, for me, it was tens of thousands of dollars. So, it would have come in handy, right? And when I got that, I experienced my moment of devastation, right? And so, like I said in the last video, we're human beings. We're going to be sad. We're going to be angry, right? And those are natural emotions. And so when you're counting on tens of thousands of dollars to provide for your family, for your staff, and you don't get it because, well, partly your banker didn't start on time, it's very frustrating. And so I didn't have my best moment, and I actually wrote them kind of a rude email. I mean, I didn't use bad language or anything, but I pretty much said, look, you guys kind of took your time and you weren't ready on time, and there were rumors, they were prioritizing their high net worth clients, they have discretion on how to allocate the funds. And so I said something like that, and that I'm possibly considering taking my business somewhere else, right? But there is a period of mourning that we have to go through, right? And so whatever it is, if you're going to be sad, you're going to be depressed, you're going to be angry, you feel it, experience it, and get it over with. Because if we keep thinking about that disappointment, you're going to continue feeling just like you felt when you learned of the disappointment. Okay? So if I knew that if I continued to focus on that, I was going to keep experiencing those feelings and my mood was not going to change for the better. And so I said, you know what? I need to do something positive, right? That's been one of the keys that I've learned. When you're disappointed, when you're down, you have to find something positive to do, something that gives you purpose, something that gives you drive to drive you out of that mourning and into another day of greatness, right? And so I had been thinking of doing this YouTube channel, Nation of Immigrants, for quite a while now, right? And that day, when I got the email from Chase, when I was devastated, I was disappointed. I really was counting on those funds. That day I said, I'm gonna make the videos. I'm gonna start today, right? And it's very counterintuitive because when you're at your worst, come on, you can't get in front of the camera and start a new YouTube channel, but that's exactly what I did. So the first 2 episodes of the channel, they were filmed the same day that I got the news from Chase. So let me know, watch those videos and let me know if you can kind of tell whether or not I'm disappointed, whether or not I'm not quite there, okay? But I tell you what, as I was doing the video, I felt great. And after I did it and I was uploading it, I felt great. And so the disappointment really became something I could put off to the side, okay? Would I have rather gotten the funds? Of course, but I chose to put that disappointment to the side, and I'm focusing on plan A. When I had the great revelation and I said that, hey, we're gonna help our clients, we're gonna be there for our staff, our team, that's number one. That's the game plan that I need to stick to, right? If I keep focusing on the disappointment, it's gonna keep wearing me down, right? And so we applied positive energy. So like my last video, I mentioned that Tony Robbins is famous for saying that we all are able to choose our state.
We get in certain emotional states that dominate us, like anxiety, like fear of failure, right? Like the fear of the loss of your mother as an example. So if you're in a state of fear, you're gonna behave very differently and get very different results, that's what that means right there, than if you were in a place of being courageous or bold or warm or connected or playful, any of those. So the most important key to changing your life in any situation is to change results, you gotta change behavior, but to change behavior, you gotta change the emotional state you're in. Now, how do you do that when you don't feel like it, right? Or it feels overwhelming? There are 2 ways, and I've done this with the greatest athletes in the world. I've done this with 4 different presidents of the United States. I've done it with billionaire clients. All you have to do to change your state is not try to think your way there, like I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy, and do a bunch of affirmations. Your brain's gonna go, BS, you are not happy, right? What you need to do is make a radical change in the way you use what we call your physiology. It's a big word, it just means the way you use your physical body. The way I'm speaking right now, because I got 5 minutes also, is sped up just a little bit. But if I said to you, there's a depressed person behind curtain number 1 over there, and I'll donate $100,000 to your best charity, your favorite charity, if you could describe what they're like physically. Tell me what's their posture like if they're depressed. You tell me.
Slumped over.
Slump. Where's their head? Where's their head?
Down.
Down. Are they breathing full or shallow?
Shallow.
And are they talking really fast or more slow?
Slow.
Loud or quiet?
Probably quiet.
You're all saying the same thing. How's that possible? Because you've all practiced this crap before, haven't you? No. But here's what you can find. If you take that same person and you change the tempo at which they move, you bring their shoulders back and change their breathing pattern, if they make a faster gesture, if they speak more rapidly, it fires off a different biochemistry in you. And in that state, you will take radically different action.
Right? And so, yes, there's a period of mourning. Everybody gets angry, everybody gets sad, but you choose where you're at. And so are you going to choose being depressed? Are you going to choose being disappointed or angry? Or are you going to choose to be a leader? Are you going to choose to be committed to your family, to your team, to your colleagues? Are you going to choose to be brave in the face of adversity, right? And so when we start applying positive energy, things happen. So for example, we might get a second round of the CARES Act, who knows? And Chase has been sending us some emails. But get this, this is a twist. I mean, when this happened, at this point, my disappointment was so far off to the side that I just laughed when I got this. I got an email from Chase today, and it said, your application for the payment protection plan has been denied because, and then the reason below was, after looking at your records, we have decided to terminate our relationship with you. What? What is this? You know, like, was it my email? Oh, I'm sorry. Did I hurt your feelings? Come on, man. I was just venting. You know, I'm your client. You're supposed to take care of me. Are you serious? Was that the reason? I don't know for sure. They didn't say it, but then they also said, we remind you that we have no say in how the funds are allocated. It is SBA, etc. So maybe it was that email. My wife had sent a similar email, but a much nicer email to our local banker, who we treasure very much, from Chase. So I don't know if that was it, but it's too much of a coincidence. So maybe it was it, right? And I get it. I shouldn't have done that because I'm sure they're swamped, right? And so when you're swamped, and I know the feeling, you know, you're swamped and you're trying to help everybody, and then somebody is like, oh, you know, you didn't help me in the timely fashion that I was expecting, or whatever it is, and you know, it's frustrating. I get it. So I shouldn't have written an email. It was probably somebody that says, you know what, I'm going to X you, all right? You want to take your business somewhere else? Go ahead, right? But not cool, not good customer service, right? So anyway, laughed it off. My wife has been in touch with our local chamber. If you guys do business in Los Angeles and Southern California, you absolutely need to join the San Gabriel Valley Chamber of Commerce. And the head of it, Sandy Roscoe, has been family to us ever since we moved here to California. And you know, we now have our baby Vinny, and she calls him Master Vinny, and so we've been in touch with her about our frustrations in trying to get these loans, and she's just been so wonderful. And we told her what happened with Chase. She asked for all of our information, the accounts we have. We have 3 business accounts with Chase, and we gave it to her, and then I got another email from Chase saying, we have reviewed your application, you qualify, now we are waiting for permission from the SBA to disperse funds. Are you kidding me? So positive energy wins the day, all right? Just take the disappointments, laugh it off, focus on your mission, and then if it happens, wonderful, you know? And by the way, thank you so much, Sandy. If you're watching this, you've been absolutely wonderful to us, and I am positive that the second email I got was because of Sandy. I don't know what she did, but she's magical. She's so connected. She's wonderful at just bringing people together and bringing out the best in people. She's just so amazing. So folks, choose your state. I'm choosing to be productive and committed, and I'm going to be there for my staff and my team. And don't focus on what you can't control. I can't do anything about certain things. I can't do anything about whether or not Chase likes me or they're going to help me with the PPP fund, right? I mean, there's certain actions I can take, I can follow up, etc., and I'll do it, and then that's it. I move on to something else, something that uplifts me, something that drives me, right? I can't control what's going on with this virus. I can't control the stay-at-home. I can't control the worsening economy. I can't control any of those things. I can control my actions. You know, how early I get up in the morning, what I do, what my morning routine is, who I outreach to, the things I do every single day to make sure that we're serving our clients, right? And so I choose to focus on that because you have to treasure your mood. And so your mood is affected by what you constantly think about. And so if you allow certain kinds of thoughts to dominate your brain by some magical force starts to attract the people and circumstances related to the thoughts that you allow to dominate your brain. I didn't make that up. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill is probably like the Bible when it comes to motivational speaking and self-improvement. And I really believe that. I really believe that if you allow negative thoughts to dominate your brain, it'll start attracting those things to you. And if you push those away and you think about positive things, you think about a positive future, things just start to happen, and you're still going to have disappointments, but you apply this over and over again. Winston Churchill said that success is measured by somebody being able to go from disappointment to disappointment without losing enthusiasm. I believe that 100%. I believe that we're going to experience failure along the way, but failure doesn't define the whole process. Failure is a temporary state unless we allow it to be permanent. That's from Sylvester Stallone. So anyway, folks, let's be positive. Let's choose our state. And let's not worry about things that we can't control. And instead, let's focus on being the best version of ourselves, being amazing to ourselves and our family and our profession, and envision the life that you want for yourself in the next 6 months or a year. Picture it. Become obsessed with it. Dream of that. And I don't know why, folks, but it forms a magnet that allows those things to come true. All right? So that's the message I wanted to share with you. I will keep you posted on this saga and whether or not I get the loans. But I have found peace. And so I hope that you can use some of these principles to apply in whatever disappointment you're going through. Everybody at this point is going through some kind of disappointment. So apply these principles. Focus on your greatness. Don't let these things affect your mood. And I'll see you next time. And until then, be strong and dream big.